The following is a presentation of Studio Audrain, powered by the Mexico Ledger.
And good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning, and you know what that means. It's the Saturday Morning Sports Show, live from Slumberland in Mexico. I'm your host, Matt Pilger, and we have a lot of spring sports going on. As a matter of fact, our first guest here from Community R6 Baseball, the head coach, Chris Ellersieck. We also have Swaim, he's a senior, and Nick Crider, a junior. And thanks for coming out this morning, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Appreciate you guys coming out here. Your first spring, leading the program after coaching during fall baseball. Kind of, what have you learned about the team during the transition from fall to spring?
I learned that, and definitely starting in the fall, I learned how gritty and tough and how together we were as a baseball team. We were able to approach some records there in the fall, 9-8, which is a fall record. We approached some run differential scores. I think we were only one run away from having the run differential score record for the school. But yeah, just learned a lot about them being tough and gritty and just the quality and character of the kids that we have at our school.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kyler, you're hitting 429 already, and it's early in the season. You're also anchoring the pitching staff. Let's just start off with hitting. Kind of what's been working for you at the plate so far.
Attacking first pitch. I mean, if it's a strike and it's not an off speed, I'm hacking.
Yeah. All right.
I'm swinging.
Good strategy. Nick, you're also coming off an all-conference season. You hit 436. And you've started this year even hotter. What's been working for you at the plate so far?
No, I'm just seeing the ball incredibly well.
You're seeing the ball well. Well, that helps out a whole lot. You opened the season winning 3 out of 4, all against district opponents. That's kind of set the tone. Kind of what does that mean for your team?
Means a lot for our baseball team. I mean, when we saw districts come out and we saw that everybody that was in our district was on our schedule, we knew we had the opportunity to kind of take care of business and put ourselves in a good position to compete.
No hitter is what we were talking about from you, Mr. Swaim, as a matter of fact. And you that was against Wellsville. Tell us a little bit about that game and going into it. You were in that mindset. Did you kind of think, today's going to be my day?
First home game. I mean, everybody was kind of in that headspace. So I mean, it was a great day to play baseball.
Absolutely. Nick, 3-run home run, 15-0 win over Marion County, pretty big moment. What did that mean for you, and what did it feel like to help set the tone for that game?
It's just feels great being able to do my part for our team.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about your team. It seems to be pretty well balanced, hitting and pitching.
Yeah.
What do you think the strengths of this team are, or is it just really completely balanced?
I think we're a good, solid defensive baseball team, although I think that we can get better at some of those things. But I tell you what, we've got a good battery because I trust any of those guys that pitch. That they can go out and be productive. So we're pretty deep as far as the pitching staff is concerned. I've got a great catcher and somebody that really, having a good catcher really helps your baseball team because you got to have a knowledgeable guy back there, and Lane's incredibly knowledgeable. Cooper's got a great arm. Everybody here's got a pretty solid bat. They can all put the bat on the ball, put the ball in play. They understand the game of baseball. We're solid at first base defensively. We're solid in the outfield defensively. I mean, I've got kids that understand the game of baseball, and so some credit goes to the guys that were here before that's kind of helped set that foundation. So I don't want to take all the credit for that. I think Coach Credo and I think Coach Kobush are a big part, and even Coach over on the softball side, Coach Angel, who was part of that run. When these guys were freshmen, I think all of those guys should get some of that credit and their baseball knowledge. But, I mean, I can go all the way around the diamond. Every single one of our seniors is somebody that I think is all-conference quality player. And so, I think that's really what it boils down to.
Well, I remember that run in Springfield. Whenever you guys were freshmen, called some of those games, What do you tell some of the younger players about getting to that level? We'll start off with you, Kyle. You know, the experience being in Springfield and playing that kind of baseball that late in the season.
Our thing was my freshman year when we state, it was like, we're here, kind of don't got to try no more. My biggest thing is just trying the whole way through.
Yeah.
As soon as we made it to the Final Four, we all just kind of laid down and just, it's like, we're here now. I mean,
Yeah. Nick, talk about some of your goals this season. Would you like to obviously get back to that state tournament and do that again, right?
Yeah, I wasn't able to experience that, and I'd like to be able to experience that during my high school career. It'd be a nice feeling.
Little team bonding going on tomorrow, as I understand it. Mizzou baseball, right?
Yeah, we were able to acquire some baseball tickets, and we're going to go hop on the bus at 10 o'clock, go to CC's Pizza and get a little food as a team, and then go over and watch some good college baseball. Mizzou's got SEC baseball's good college baseball, and so they've got a good opponent coming in at A&M, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun for our baseball team.
Let's talk about this upcoming week. You guys are going to have a lot of games on the schedule in very few days. Go over that schedule with us, and guys, how do you prepare for a busy week like that?
We got a good Bowling Green team at Bowling Green starting on Monday. Kyler will get the ball for that. Then we play Paris the following day at home, and then we go to Silex on Wednesday, which is a really good Silex baseball team, probably one of the better teams we've seen at the beginning of the year. And then we come home, get a day off, but we'll practice, and then we play Madison, who's another district opponent, on that Thursday. And so spring break is is fully spring baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyler, are you prepared for all those games in very few days? Do you think about that, or is it just let's get it done?
Yeah, it's you got to pitch on Monday. You got to be productive and get in and out of that. So because we have 3 other games, you got to be eligible for another game that week.
Absolutely. Nick, what's your mindset going into this busy week?
I'm just ready to play baseball.
Hey, I love it, man. I love it. That's a great attitude. Guys, we want to stay in touch with you as the season goes along. Wish you continued success and have fun at the Mizzou baseball game tomorrow.
We'll do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. From Community R6 Baseball, head coach Chris Ellersieck, senior Kyler Swaim, and junior Nick Crider, our first guests on the show here this morning. And as a matter of fact, we want to thank our sponsors here, our studio sponsor, Slumberland Furniture of Mexico. Andy is in the house today, so check out some of the great deals going on out here at Slumberland. Other sponsors include the Weber Family of Pharmacies, United Credit Union of Mexico, also Arthur Center Community Health, the Van Far School District, the Mexico School District, and the Community R6 School District. And we got a couple of folks coming on here right now from Mexico Track, as a matter of fact. Head coach Buck Green is making his way over. And we also are going to have Emma Seibert. She's a senior as they come and take their seat here at the studio. Welcome into the program this morning, guys. Appreciate you all coming out.
Good morning.
Coach Green, how many years now has this been coaching track for you?
Well, for track and field straight through, this will be about 54 years of coaching.
Wow. We want to talk a little bit about how many people are participating in the program. I think it was over 60. What's the exact number there?
Well, we were up to about 72, and then we've had a couple drop by. We're down to about 70, I think, and that's most numbers we've had for some time, and really exciting this year. We've got a good number of girls finally again.
Yeah, very encouraging. Well, speaking of one of your girls, senior hurdler here with us, Emma Seibert. Last season, you kind of finished with the personal best. It was 50.22 in the 300 hurdles. What did that breakthrough mean for your confidence coming into this season?
It definitely made me want to break 50. It was so close, but I'm just excited because I know I could do it, so it's really going to push me throughout the season.
What's the beginning of the season been like for you? Are you happy to get back out there? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's been like a work in progress since I've gotten faster. I've had to like switch legs and stuff, and learning the other leg's definitely a challenge, but overall it's going pretty good.
Very nice. Coach, last season Mexico sent 8 events to sectionals. Had a state qualifier. How do you build on that momentum heading into this year?
Well, they have another year of maturity behind them, and for the biggest part, especially in Jacob Quinlan's triple jump and Tyler Stone's javelin and Charlie in the sprints, they really improved a great deal going into May. So they really got stronger, and unfortunately, our sectional is a little state meet. I mean, you qualify out of our sectional, you're almost going to qualify at state. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, the improvement came in hunks at the end of the season last year. So we are, we're pretty excited about what's going to happen this year.
Emma, as a senior and a leader out there, kind of what do you hope to leave behind for the underclassmen in the hurdle group specifically?
I just hope, because there's definitely not a lot of hurdlers. There's a very few of them, so I definitely hope to build their foundations more and also help them learn some more about it, because there's not a lot of them out there. So
Yeah. Kind of talk to us about the big roster. How do you balance kind of developing your younger athletes while still competing at the high level?
Well, it's difficult, and it's a good question, because so many of the meets we go to are just your top 2. We want to, the kids who have put in the time, and the 3 seniors you're talking today have all been there all 4 years. It's important that they get to compete. At the same time, you've got to have meets available for your younger kids, or they'll lose interest. So a lot of things we're doing is some of the smaller meets around, rather than enter all our top kids, we'll enter some of our younger kids, so they can start to get some meet experience. Hannibal still has their 9-10 meet, which is good to take just freshmen, sophomores too. And with some of these guys too, we're particularly with Charlie and Tyler, Jacob, a couple of the other kids, we'll be looking at some other meets where we just enter those kids, bigger meets, and try to balance. It's a tough balance to get the younger kids meets. We did move the Hannibal Duel, which usually is our first meet of the year, to May, to where we can use that as a kind of a last chance meet for the younger kids.
Yeah, kind of what's your number one goal for this season, if you can tell us about that?
my number one goal is definitely to get some of the girls to stay, because I definitely know some of them like to leave. So I definitely want to build a relationship with them where they're going to want to continue like my seniors when I was a freshman did with me.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
my number one goal.
Very good goal. Guys, we appreciate you coming out here this morning. We are going to talk about the weather because that's been impacting some, and especially track. We've got a couple of more of your athletes coming on here, but we definitely want to stay in contact with you for the rest of the season and go Mexico, right?
You bet. Go Dogs.
And thank you very much. Head coach of the track team, Coach Buck Green here this morning. Also, senior Emma Seibert as we bring in our next couple of athletes from the track team making their way onto the set right now. Charlie Fisher, he's a sprinter, and we also have Jacob Quinlan. He's a senior in the triple jump. And guys, thanks for coming out here this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Well, we mentioned we're going to talk a little bit about the weather. Let's start off there because, one day this week we're up to like 92, and then the very next day we're down to, 60 or in the 50s. Charlie, how does that impact you whenever you're out there and you're trying to practice?
Well, on the cold days, it's not very fun.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, hopefully we just, don't get rained for these meets. It always is just, it's hard to reschedule meets and get yourself, reworked up just practicing and stuff like that for these meets. So hopefully we can keep the rain out of it, and hopefully the wind dies down a little bit.
Yeah. Does the weather impact you too?
Yeah, the wind especially. The wind's the worst part.
No doubt.
Never fun.
Let's talk to you a little bit about, last year, qualified for sectionals in 100, 200, 4x400, relay last season. What do you kind of feel like is your strongest event and why, if you will?
I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty decent at all of them, but I feel like my strongest is probably the 200. My starts last year weren't that great, so I've been really working on that this all season. And, yeah, I feel like I've been able to have pretty good speed endurance over the 200-meter mark, so I feel like that's my strongest race.
Very nice. Jacob, last year, you're Mexico's only state qualifier. What was that like, carrying that pressure into that event and the postseason competition?
That was scary. I did not think I was going to get that far. It's exciting, though. Hadn't had an experience like that before.
Yeah. Charlie, I believe you made it official because I saw it on Facebook, so I know it's true. You signed with SLU, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about competing at the next level and why you chose SLU, if you will.
Yeah, obviously they're not too far away from home. That was a big factor for me. And they compete at the Division I level in the NCAA, so I'm looking to push myself a lot and really improve over the next 4 years. Obviously, it's a whole different thing than high school, so it's going to take a different mindset and focus and work ethic. So I'm really excited for that.
No doubt. Your triple jumping, I believe, is in your family, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, my dad did it whenever he was in high school. I'm not sure who ended up being better, but
Your
I think we're
aunt
pretty close.
as well? Is that right? Both dad and your aunt?
I think she was more of a long jumper, though.
Okay. Well, talk a little bit about that family connection and maybe how that kind of shaped your approach to the event, if you will. Do you get advice?
Oh, yeah, my dad helped me with my steps a lot, but he didn't have a coach that, he didn't have a coach that knew what triple jumping was, so he had to teach himself whenever he was in high school. So he tries his best to help me, and it's always been nice.
Off the topic, did you watch SLU in the NCAA tournament, Charlie? I'm
I
sure
did.
you were.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that?
Well, they played really well versus Georgia, but Michigan just outmatched them. It's kind of hard to compete with a high major school like that that's spending tens of millions of dollars on the roster when you're just a mid-major. So.
I think you're right. Jacob, will bring it back around to track. What are your goals for this season? What would it mean to return to state? Obviously, that's got to be probably top of the list.
Yeah, I was planning on trying to win as many as the meets as I can, and then I wanted to get around top 5 in state if I could. See how that goes.
Very nice. Charlie, for you?
Just keep running faster, keep pushing myself, and then, wherever that ends me up, then I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking to the baseball guys about maybe getting mic'd up. Do you think maybe we could do that with track? Or
I don't know if there'd be much talking during our events, but
right.
in between downtime during the events, there's a lot of talking. So
Could be interesting. All right. Well, very nice, guys. We appreciate you coming out to the show, and thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Mexico Track and Field, Charlie Fisher, also Jacob Quinlan here in the house as our show keeps rolling right along. We do want to thank our sponsors once again, because without them, none of this is possible. Slumberland Furniture is our studio sponsor. Andy is in the house today and ready to serve, if you will. Also, other sponsors include the Weber family of pharmacies, the United Credit Union of Mexico, Van Far School District, Community R6 School District, and of course the Mexico School District. And we were going to bring our next guest on here this morning. Tea time. Might be a little bit later on, but here at the sports show this morning from Centralia High School, we've got golfers, and they're both sophomores, Lyle, Marty, and Cameron Barnes. And thanks for coming out this morning, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Glad to have you all here. Let's talk to you. Start off with you, Lyle. Last year, you were the program's lone state qualifier as a freshman. What did that experience teach you about tournament golf, and what feels different about your game this spring, if you will?
Well, it was an experience. I didn't obviously play great, but it was nice to go, and I'd like to repeat that this year with a little bit more success at state.
Right. Cameron, you shoot an 82 at Tolton already, and then came back with an under 34 at the home event. What's going right for you this season to start off with?
Just worked on a lot over the summer. Spent a lot of time, started getting lessons. A lot of that 34 is nice, and it reassured me that I can go under, so that's nice.
Yeah, absolutely. You shot a 76 at Tolton, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Then finished sixth against some strong competition. What was working for you, and what do you feel your game's improved most from last season to this year?
Well, on the front nine, I was doing about everything right, and it was going really well. And then on the back nine, I went like 6 over, and I couldn't putt. So that was kind of discouraging. But
Yeah.
just to see the front nine work out well, That was nice. Yeah, just overall swinging faster, hitting it farther, getting stronger, getting bigger, and then putting better.
Right, absolutely. Cameron, what do you think is the strongest part of your game?
Probably my wedges are very nice.
Yeah?
Very consistent. Same with putting
Nice.
most of the time.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the favorite golf courses around, because you guys go around from place to place. What are some of the hardest? What are some of your favorites? And we'll start off with you. Some of the best success that you've had. What are some of your favorite courses?
I think my favorite one is probably Tanglewood, just because I think it's not like too incredibly hard, and I just like it.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna play districts here, so districts there now that we classed up, so I better like it.
You better like it, absolutely. What about for you? Some of your favorite courses to play at?
Favorite course is probably Old Hawthorne down in Columbia. It's always in great condition. Play there once a year, so it's always nice.
Mike Kelly, the announcer for the Tigers, I think he plays some golf over there as well. What are some of the toughest courses that really challenge you, and why, if you will?
Well, we have Eagle Knoll this Wednesday, and it's going to be a challenge. It always is, because every time we play it, it's always dry, and you'll hit a ball in the middle of the fairway and it'll just roll out of bounds. So you got to really be intentional on where you hit it and accept that it's not probably going to stay there.
Sure. Cameron, for you?
Probably Columbia Country Club. Something about it just mentally has me.
Right. Talk a little bit about the golf team. A lot of guys going out for golf in Centralia. Has the interest kind of peaked there, if you will?
Yeah, for sure. We have, 4 sophomores on varsity, and then I feel like everyone's just kind of following along every year. It's just more and more. A lot of youth in it. We don't have a single senior on varsity right now. It's crazy. It's just more and more youth keeps coming into it, and it's good to see a lot of depth.
Yeah. Cameron, is golf taking an interest? Is it spiking in Centralia?
Oh yeah, our course is always packed. Parking lot's always full.
Yeah, almost up there with football, right?
Yeah,
we're getting close.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's
that's
getting
it.
closer.
Absolutely. What's the season look like for you? What's coming up next, if you will? Where's the next meet at?
It's the one at Eagle Knoll, and then we have one at Norwoods against Palmyra.
It's kind of just to play, but we have a tournament at Eagle Knoll.
All right, real quickly, give us your goals for this season and kind of where you think you're at right now, as the season gets started off.
Well, we classed up, and we're now class 3, so we're playing against a lot bigger people here. Yeah. So I'd like to obviously make it state, and then I want to do well in it. I want to feel like I played 2 good rounds, unlike last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our team going to state would be awesome. Everyone playing good in districts, making it to state would be a huge goal.
Very nice. Well, listen, you guys make it to state, come back, tell us all about it. We certainly appreciate you coming out here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Centralia top golfers, as a matter of fact. Sophomores Lyle, Marty, and Cameron Barnes are our guests here this morning. As we do thank our studio sponsors here once again, Slumberland Furniture of Mexico. And you can see our nice backdrop here. You should come and check out some of the great furniture that is on sale. I see all kinds of signs with discounts everywhere, so come and check that out. Also, other sponsors, the United Credit Union of Mexico, Arthur Center Community Health, the Mexico School District, Weber Family of Pharmacies, Van Far School District, and Community R6 School District. A couple of news and notes. As a matter of fact, Mexico Bulldogs off to a pretty good start here this season. They defeated Eldon 11-1 in 5 innings in their most recent game. Caden Benny striking out 6 on the mound for the Bulldogs. Drew DeMent had 2 RBI, and Chance McCarty 2 for 4. He had 3 runs in that game. And as a matter of fact, Mexico is traveling to Southern Boone this morning. That is a 10 a.m. start time, so make sure to wish all the players good luck. Centralia baseball off to a pretty hot start. As a matter of fact, they're undefeated right now, as I understand, 4-0 on the season. Most recently defeating Battle with Columbia Independent 7-4 in 8 innings, and that was yesterday. Mizzou baseball off to a strong start as well, 17-9 overall. And as you heard, Community R6 going to be at that game tomorrow as they play Texas A&M at home. So check that out. March Madness, of course, is in full swing. Elite Eight last night. Duke, Michigan, UConn, Tennessee, all punching their tickets. And, just 8 teams standing. Tonight, Elite Eight begins. Illinois taking on Iowa, Arizona against Purdue. And the field will be narrowing towards the Final Four in Indianapolis. And as our show comes to an end, we do thank our sponsors once again, thank all of our coaches, thank my producer, Jeremy Jacob. Pick up the Ledger, check out all of his articles in there. I'm Matt Pilger, and this has been another edition of the Mexico Ledger Saturday Morning Sports Show, live from Slumberland.